Section 6, Attaching the Message to the Ministry. Attaching the Message to the Ministry. Day 26, Capturing Attention, Art Thomas. I have not prayed with one person that I can remember that was healed, that did not receive Jesus Christ, that did not know Him. They were always hungry to receive the one that touched them. Matthew chapter 15, verse 29 through 31 says, Jesus left there and went along the Sea of Galilee. Then he went up on a mountainside and sat down. Great crowds came to him, bringing the lame, the blind, the crippled, the mute, and many others, and laid them at his feet, and he healed them. The people were amazed. Then they saw the mute speaking, the crippled made well, the lame walking, and the blind seeing. And they praised the God of Israel. Sometimes the miraculous can draw a crowd and make them aware of the reality of God. Other times God will display His wonders to incite the curiosity of an individual. In either case, God's power can capture the attention of people who would have otherwise continued going about their ordinary lives. One of my favorite clips from the film came from Thomas Fisker as he was training another man to minister healing and share the gospel on the street. One young man's back was healed, and then the other's detached kneecap was healed, as the two young men were still trying to mentally and emotionally process what just happened to them. Tom immediately shifted gears into a presentation of the gospel. If you're one who pays attention to detail, you may have noticed the second young man subtly reach for the cigarette that his cousin was holding for him, but then waved it away, as he realized he didn't even care about it in that moment. The two young men listened intently to Tom's words. In the full-length video, their conversation lasted several minutes, and the young men even had questions for Tom. The miracles that happened to them had awakened spiritual hunger, and Tom had a captive audience for the good news about Jesus. In Psalms 34:8, we are reminded to taste and see that the Lord is good. Many people in the world have formed false opinions about God based on unbelief, but if we can, or based on disappointment, psychological wounds, and unbelief. I believe, yeah. But if we can give them a taste of the Lord's goodness, they're going to need to process their new personal experience in contrast to their opinions. When we argue theology with the lost, we rarely achieve anything of value. Theology may be the study of God, who is love, but theology itself is not love. In the words of missionary Heidi Baker, love looks like something. If you merely talk about God, people may compare your verbalized thoughts to their own life experiences. See a complete absence to their own see a complete I'm sorry guys, I told y'all. See a complete absence of personal encounters with the God you claim exists, and then ignore what you have to say. But if you introduce that person to the God who loves them, if you show them love in practical, tangible ways, including that, or including but not limited to healing ministry, then you have a situation of far greater value as a person trying to reconcile their personal history with God they just encountered. Prayer starter. Thank God, thank the Father for loving the world so much that He joyfully and willingly reveals Himself to those who don't know Him, allowing them to experience His goodness in tangible ways. Ask the Lord to deal with any fears in your heart that might cause you to miss an opportunity to explain the gospel after ministering healing to someone who doesn't know Him. Ask the Lord to bring people across your path who need both physical healing and spiritual salvation. Ask Him to give you discernment along with the right words and actions to introduce the person to Jesus in a meaningful way. Journal experience. How did God capture your attention and bring you to salvation? Action step. The next time you minister healing, ask the person if they have ever met Jesus who just healed them. Ask if they want to know Him more. See where the conversation goes, and trust the Holy Spirit to direct you. Supplement reading will be in Psalms chapter 34 and Acts chapter 8 verses 4 through 8. So I'm going to go ahead and read that now. Let's see. Psalm 34 verse 1. I will exalt the Lord at all times. His praise will always be in my lips. I will glory in the Lord. Let the afflicted hear and rejoice. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us exalt His name together. I sought the Lord, and He answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to Him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. This poor man called, and the Lord heard him. He saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear Him, and He delivers them. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in Him. Fear the Lord, you His holy people, for those who fear Him lack nothing. The lions may grow weak and hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Come, my children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Whoever Whoever of you loves life and desires to see many good days, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from telling lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to blot out their name from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them all. He delivers them from all their trouble. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. Evil will slay the wicked. The foes of the righteous will be condemned. The Lord will rescue his servants. No one who takes refuge in him will be condemned. Next chapter and verse will be in the book of Acts. Let me get Acts open here. Acts chapter 8, verses 4 through 8. Those who had been scattered preached the word wherever they went. Philip went down to a city in Samaria and proclaimed the Messiah there. When the crowds heard Philip and saw the signs he performed, they all paid close attention to what he said. For with shrieks, impure spirits came out of many, and many who were paralyzed or lame were healed. So there was great joy in that city.